So what's strange about this? The Ruzhiner sees right away something very strange. Mimanavshach. No matter what, there's a problem over here. He didn't ask about children. If he has children, then he should ask for a bracha for his children. If he doesn't have children, then why wouldn't he ask for a bracha to have children? Right? Mitzvah, everybody. We just came out of an incredible month. We're still in the month of Tishrei, no Tachlon, yippee. Let's get on with the story. So, Gimel Cheshvan, which is in a little over a week from now, is the yahrzeit of the Ruzhiner. When you say a story, the Heilige Ruzhiner, Reb Yisrael of Ruzhin, and we're going to say a very nice story. So, in a certain town, there was a certain Rebbe which is not named, which we'll see why. I don't know, a Rebbe, a Rav, whatever it is, someone who was obviously very well respected. There was a bris, he was the sandik, and at the end of the event, after he was leaving, he said, unfortunately, this baby who just had a bris is not going to be zeich, is not going to merit to have children. Oh, no. You can imagine what everybody there felt, especially the parents. And this kid's name was Itzikel. Right? His name was Yitzchak Isaac ben Reb Aaron, and his nickname, what they called him, was Itzikel. He grew up, and he always felt like people treated him maybe a little bit differently, but he didn't really, understand why. Sometimes people feel like they're different. So until his 18th birthday, he didn't know about this. When he turns 18, his father calls him in, he tells him very seriously and very brokenheartedly. He tells him that that he's not going to have children. So Itzikel cries and says, "What do you mean? What do you mean I'm not going to have? Who said that?" And he said, "Well, the Rav of the town, or the Rebbe, said that you're not going to have children." And Itzikel was obviously brokenhearted from this. And you can imagine the type of shidduchim that they suggested for him weren't the greatest shidduchim. But Baruch Hashem, Itzikel got lucky that there was a really good girl from a simple family who had good midas and was a good Bas Yisrael. She saw Itzikel, understood and saw his good midas and his good heart, and she said, "You know what? Someone like this, I'm sure he's going to merit to one day have children." However she figured that out, and however she, made that equation. Now, Itzikel, after getting married, he went into business. And he was very successful. Right away when he started, he would buy low, sell high, and he just became super, super successful. And because of this, he had to travel to all types of places, very busy. And he was away sometimes months at a time. Now, normally he would come back for Rosh Hashanah, back to his town to be with his Rebbe. But that year he realized that it was too close to Rosh Hashanah to be able to travel back. It was too far away. It was too little time. He's not going to make it. So he looks around to see where can he spend Rosh Hashanah to have a meaningful Rosh Hashanah. And he realizes that the nearest place to go to is the Heilige Ruzhin. He starts going to the town. He stayed in a town nearby where he was able to walk over. And he spent entire Tishrei by the Ruzhiner. And afterwards, he saw that people were going in to give a kvittel. He would give imagine like a pan, right? To give a kvittel, and people asked for whatever they wanted. Now, what does he write? He asks for brachas for him and his wife. So what's strange about this? The Ruzhiner sees right away something very strange. Mimanavshach. No matter what, there's a problem over here. He didn't ask about children. If he has children, then he should ask for a bracha for his children. If he doesn't have children, then why wouldn't he ask for a bracha to have children? Right? So, the Ruzhiner asks Itzikel about this. Itzikel says, this is what happened. Itzikel says that, there was this Rebbe who said that he's not going to have children. The Heilige Ruzhiner tells him, and what would the Shpola Zayda say if he heard these words? He would probably say the opposite. And he would argue with the tzaddik that said this to you, and he would say that you will be a father to children. And I agree with him, and I'm joining in. And because it's 2 against 1, yochid v'rabim malacha kerabim, right? Or achrei rabim lahatos. So therefore, you're going to have children. Don't worry, go back. And so Itzikel goes back home, and he tells his wife, and she also was very happy to hear that there's a possibility they're going to have kids, and that this gzera, that they're not going to have children, is going to be abolished. But that year, nothing changed. They still didn't have a child. Not only that, but Itzikel's friends from the town started treating him differently. Why? Because they heard that he was by a different Rebbe. And no matter how much he said that the reason why he went there was because he didn't have enough time to travel back, they said, you're a traitor, you know. So, and basically he was treated very differently in the shtibel he was in. Now, before I said that he was by a Ruzhiner for the entire Tishrei, it looks like I was wrong. He was there only for Rosh Hashanah. I just want to correct that. Right? So Itzikel spent the entire Rosh Hashanah by the Ruzhiner, and this is how it happened. So in Chodesh Elul, Itzikel decides that he's going to go to the Ruzhiner again next year. And again, he said he's going to go back because nothing happened, and also the way he was being treated in his place, it wasn't working for him. And after the Yom Tov again, he goes into the Ruzhiner, and again he gives the kvittel the same exact way. He doesn't mention children at all. So Tzaddik again reads it, and again he says, "Why didn't you ask about children?" For the same reason, if you have children, ask for them. If not, you should ask to have children. So again, Itzikel said, "I was here already last Rosh Hashanah, and you gave me a bracha to have children, but I haven't. The bracha didn't come to fruition, and that's why I didn't write anything." So the Ruzhiner thought, the Helge Ruzhiner thought, and he said, "This year you will for sure have children without a doubt." Here's what he tells him. Right? That's a pretty strong promise there, right? And that's what happened. After 9 months, they had a bachar. They had their firstborn child. So the entire town became, the entire town went nuts. Very good way to put it. And when they heard that the Hegel Ruzhiner was the one who did it, people didn't know what to think. And it seems like they had their doubts about Itzikel's ability to have children, which meant, you imagine what people might be saying, right? So what happens again? Itzikel goes back the next Rosh Hashanah, right? Which is, at this point, it's basically 3 months since they had a child, or 4 if it was the Shana Meuberes. But and he goes back to the Ruzhiner, and he davened there, and he had an amazing Rosh Hashanah. And this time he didn't wait for the Heilige Ruzhiner to ask him, but he went and told the Heilige Ruzhiner what's going on, how people are speaking behind his back. And so the tzaddik answered and said, this you could say if you have one child, but what are they going to say when you have a tutz? Now a tutz in Yiddish means a dozen. What is going to happen when you have a dozen children? And the tzaddik continued and said, Be'ez Hashem, you're going to have a dozen children. And then all the voices and all the talk is going to stop. They're going to have to admit that you had children. And Hashem, Azayis Geshen. Now this story was told over by a person named Moshe Adler, who was one of the elderly Lelever Chassidim, who said that he actually met one of the children of this Itzikel, one of the 12 children, who told over the story. And obviously, some of the details were left out because it seems that people weren't happy to hear that one tzaddik overrode another one. It's probably part of the reason why people were saying, you couldn't have kids, whatever. But anyway, this is an incredible story. And if you guys remember, we said a story a while ago about how the Shpela Zayda promised that someone wouldn't have children, and that person who said that, the person that was said to, then went to Pinchas Koritzer, and Pinchas Koritzer basically promised he would have children. I don't know if you remember that story.
Oh, the story with the
Yeah. But then the Shpela Zayda was the one who said no. So it's very interesting to see how the Ruzhiner, basically, without the Shpela Zayda being there, said the Shpela Zayda said you could have kids. I'm wondering if by any, again, this is totally, I didn't see this anywhere.
Also, there was something that happened because of the two sneaking.
It didn't end up being a good ending.
Right. I don't remember the details, but I remember.
So
good because
the child.
Because the child was born, the other side said no. So there was something not positive, if I remember the story right.
Yeah. So basically, one of the descendants of that person ended up being a maser on that tzaddik. Anyway, yeah. But I just saw an interesting connection to make that one place the Shpol said this person wouldn't have kids, and now the originally pulled the Shpol in to counter someone else who said that he wouldn't have children, that this person wouldn't have children. I'm wondering if there's something going on, that there's like a, Anyway, good luck, everybody. Thank you. Good luck, everybody. Thank you so much. We should have a beautiful year. And just like the weather is beautiful, every aspect of the year should be beautiful. Big Gully revealed. Good luck, everybody. And now for some bloopers. Okay, there we go.
You're not like it.
Left to begin with.
Okay.
Second. Live. Gotta put your hands up higher. I wasn't live yet. 3,
Now,
2,
1.
We just came out of Sukkot, Shabbos Bereshis. Yeah, Shabbos Bereshis.
That's not nice. Don't do that.
And
Get away from me doing that, though.
and basically,
Stop that. That was so wrong.
okay, guys, let's take it seriously, yeah? Gimel Cheshvan, I believe it's Gimel Cheshvan. Commercial break. Okay. Okay, guys, we're live now. Come on. Gimel Cheshvan is. Okay, if he does it again, you put him on camera. Yeah, that's it.
Why are you putting me on camera? What did I do?
You're sticking your hands where they don't belong. Okay.
I'm above the table there.
So okay, no.
They're above the table.
Birthday, he didn't know about any of this. Until his 18th birthday, he didn't know about any of this. Okay, guys, it's already too much. No, sorry, Guy, it's too much. Okay. You guys, the 3-day Yom Tov really got you some pent up. Wow.
It's the musket. And stop putting me on camera.
Guys, come on.
I should at least get.
Okay, guys, we have enough bloopers for about 2 months. Now, please stop. Okay. So.
Well, we've got Israel. You need bloopers to cover what you can't record.